Hey everybody, am I live? Can you guys see and hear me? I only have like 1 bar of 4G. I do all these live videos for you guys with 1 bar of 4G, so I always appreciate you telling me in the comments if you can see me or hear me, and really appreciate those of you who send a super chat and tip, even if it's a little amount, because it really helps our videos pop. Being a mom and pop show, we can't do this alone, and I only keep making these videos if you guys out there enjoy them. But we were working real hard today until about 2 p.m. and then I got the call that about 4 different chainsaws that I had go down while we were at the tropical bug out property. The people that were here broke a bunch of my chainsaws, so I had a couple $1,000 of chainsaw repairs, and they've been at the chainsaw place, which is about 3 hours journey from me away. By the time I get the boat ready and all the kids up on it and launch the boat and get across the ocean and get to the little car on the land side and then drive to the town, and then it's huge production. We got there just in time to get the chainsaws. They're all fixed up, ready to go. Paid the money while we're in town, get some supplies, some gas, and some little frozen things to put in the freezer, and some tools. And then we get down to the dock to get to our boat and go back across the ocean and get home. And it's now really creepy. It's weird. It's all the people that we know who are pro fisher people and boaters are all at the dock, and like every boat is there, and nobody's in them. I don't know why. And somebody walks up to us and says, "Hey, you guys gonna go out there with the tsunami warning?" We're like, "Oh man, I don't know." So I start turning on the internet, and there's an 8.7, I put it in the description if you want to see. So an hour or two ago, there was an 8.7 earthquake in Russia. I put the city in the description. If you go into the description, it says the magnitude of earthquake, and it says the city in Russia where it hit. And you can go to the tsunami warning website. Like if you go to the internet and search tsunami warning website, you can see it in real time. And they don't know if there's going to be a massive tsunami going across the Pacific Ocean to everywhere on the West Coast, from Alaska to Hawaii to Washington, Vancouver Island, maybe even Oregon. If you look at the map, oh, it's up to an 8.8 now. Please tell me what's going on. Are you guys watching? Because I don't have a computer. I'm not in like an office. I'm in the forest. So you guys can tell me. This is how I navigate the logging roads back here. I have this electric bike that I charge with the solar panels, so I kind of go back and forth on the old logging roads with the little e-bike. So all of a sudden, it became really stressful. For the first time in my life, I was stressed at something like this. Usually I'm not too concerned with things like this. I just live my life, but now I got all these little babies. Nicole's texting me. Hopefully she comes in and sees the live. I got these little babies with me, and the last place I want to be with my family is on the ocean when there is a potential tsunami that they say was from a nearly 9.0 earthquake. That's crazy big. And if you don't know, the way a tsunami works is earthquake causes a swell in the ocean that really is dangerous once it hits land. And I remember being I was in college, and I watched these tsunamis hit Indonesia, and that was the first time where YouTube was a thing and everybody was watching the tsunami hit Indonesia on video for the first time, and we were able to watch on the internet very clearly because of YouTube. People were uploading content, and it scared the hell out of me because I didn't realize how, when I saw those flash floods happening in Nevada, and where else were the flash floods happening at just a few weeks ago, that looks like what a tsunami is many times over on the coast, and you just can't escape it unless you go very high very quickly and you have some sort of a vehicle. And so I wanted to discuss in this live video what's going on. Up to 12 feet predicted. 12 feet, that's insane. How many of you live in the city, and how many of you live in nature? And I think it's very difficult to grasp how scary nature is unless you live in the nature. Look at these trees. Sorry, I got a little bit of a thing. Look at these trees, okay? See all this? Here's the chicken coop. See all these trees? When the wind blows and I'm in the city, it feels nice. When the wind blows and I'm by these trees, I get humbled and scared because the trees and the wind interact to be a formidable force, and they're very intimidating. I'm very humbled at that. Hawaii 3-foot to 10-foot tsunami warning. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was when you do an off-grid property and you're interested in running a farm, or you're interested in living remotely close to nature, it's very important to know certain things. So number one is, what are the natural pros and cons of the place that you're going to live? You know, so like I used to live in Arizona. So the natural, in the Sonoran Desert, you know, in the low desert by Phoenix area. What are the pros and cons of that? Well, the pros are lots of sun. The pros are no tornadoes. Really, there's no big earthquakes in Arizona. There's no tsunamis. There's no blizzards. What are the cons? Intense heat. Zero rainfall. Monsoon. The potential to hit hurricane force winds for a 1-hour period in the summertime during monsoon season. I've been there. You know, it's very scary to see a 100 plus foot tall mesquite just come down like a mountain crashing during a monsoon. Pros and cons of this property. Okay, this property is insane PNW, because I would say PNW, Pacific Northwest. Okay, this is like Pacific Northwest on steroids. It's the most densely populated bears, the most densely populated cougars, the most densely populated wolves. Almost 200, 12 feet of rain a year, things like that. So, and you're by the coast. So the pro of this property is that a lot of the locals that are in the area, they put tsunami signs on the coast saying where the little logging roads are that you want to go up to get safe from the tsunami. And one of those is our little logging road. So like, if you were a local person, you know, the 1 or 2 people that are in this little area, and if it's, let's say it's 10 p.m. and the tsunami is, you get the warnings on your phone, with technology, maybe you get a few minutes of warning and you can quickly drive your car up one of these logging roads or your quad and live. But a lot of people in this area have coastal properties with their own dock and their boats down by the coast. We have our sailboat Appa down on the ocean right now. And so if a tsunami were to hit, we would probably lose the sailboat. I couldn't imagine. Maybe the sailboat would make it. It's very buoyant. It's built for that. And it's anchored pretty strongly to a mooring buoy on the ocean. But we'd be safe because we bought this property in an elevated location very high up to where we're very safe from a tsunami. We're also very safe from a hurricane force winds because we're in the forest, we're not on the coast. If you're on the coast, possibly, if your house is not built right, your roof can blow off. And in our place, the trees, the forest buffers us from the wind. That being said, you could also have a tree blown over on your place. So you got to make sure to, you know, chainsaw down the trees that are potentially weak and, you know, pose a falling risk. The tropical bug out location is also in a tropical climate on the ocean. But that property too, we bought because it's also up on the cliffs, very high up. Whenever I go spearfishing in the tropical property, it's quite a long drive to drive down to ocean level, or it's quite a long hike to hike down the mountain down to ocean level. So I might need to drive, 10 minutes to get, I could drive to the ocean in less than 7 minutes at the tropical bug out property. But that's at, 35 to 45 miles an hour. So that's quite a long distance away from a tsunami risk. And so the risks that property has is hurricane, of course. That's the only risk really the tropical property has is hurricane. The risk of this property, I think, is fire. I think I'd be more concerned with fire in this property. So that's why as we're getting the house built, we're also trying to, clear the surrounding area so that we have a little fire buffer. And then you'll see once the house is finished, we're gonna get right on wood chipping. Anything we have like this, that's some bush stuff that we've downed, we'll be wood chipping all of it and turning it into a blanket of wood chips, which will be beneficial for the soil and will eliminate our fire risk. I can't give time to that this year until the house is done. The house is the priority. So if you are living in nature and you're living a life that you want to be, you know, out of the city in nature. Those are the things I would think about. I'd also think about humans in your area. You know, what's the culture of your area? I've learned a lot about that. You know, the culture of the tropical property is far different than the culture of this property. The people in the area are much different depending on where you go. And I kind of have to, whenever I see a politician, like I remember Hillary Clinton got in trouble years ago because they had video footage of her talking with a certain accent when she was in the southern states, but then she was talking in a different accent when she was in the northern states. And I didn't think that was a very big deal, because I do the same thing. You know, if I'm in China, you know, 我会说一点中文，所以我去北京的时候，我很喜欢说普通话。But if I talk Chinese like a white blonde-haired guy, you know, if I say, you know, 在中国我去北京的时候，我有很多的中国朋友。It just doesn't sound right. You know, it's better to say, you know, 我去北京的时候，我有很多的中国朋友。You got to hit those tones and adopt that 口音, the Beijing 口音. You know, 我会说一点中文. And then you fit in. You know, when in Rome, be like the Romans. So when at this property, be like this property. And when at the tropical, be like that one. That's very important too. I think almost as important as watching out for a tsunami is to watch out for the people in your area and try to fit in to where you're part of the vibe. It'll make life flow. Be yourself, but also be flowing with the vibe of your area. Some great comments here. Hawaiian news service hasn't given a downgrade. Wow. Yeah, I have some friends in that area that I just was texting, and they said that it's expecting to hit there around 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. I'm by myself on a mountain. There are maybe 6 other people in several miles. Give me some updates right now. If you're watching, we got 1,200 people watching right now. I really want to see. I could try if you want. We just got back, so Nicolle and the kids are just much needed eating some food. I can try to hop on the e-bike and head down the logging road. And if you guys want to see the ocean, we can take a look really quick. I think it's safe for me to e-bike and fly down the logging road, and I can show you the ocean. Do you guys want to see? Let's see. Give me a bunch. You know that emoji? That emoji that's like a wave? The wave emoji, like a wave of the ocean, like that Japanese painting by, who drew that? Not Hikaru. Hikaru's a chess player. It's by Hosukai. I think Hosukai did the painting of that wave. It is Hosukai, isn't it? Give me a bunch of wave emojis right now, and maybe if you guys can leave a donation, give me some incentive. give me a $2 to $5 donation right now. If you want me to fly down there and show you a ocean update, I can do it right now. I think my signal will make it. There's a spot down the road where you lose all signal. And there's also the logging road right here is like the #1 place that bears go. So I have to watch for bears as well. So if I get through the bears, if the signal keeps, I can show you the ocean. A lot of wave emojis coming in. You guys want me to die, don't you? You want me to get seriously injured. Build an ark. I do have an ark. My ark's name is Appa, and it's designed for crossing oceans. I'm gonna sail across the Pacific with that boat when the twins are 4 or 5 years old. So then at the dock just now, a lot of Canadians were down there with stories that were older than me, with stories to tell from the last time tsunamis hit this area. One of them said in the 90s they were here, and this guy just told me he leads fishing, salmon fishing expeditions out in the ocean, open ocean. I know him for a few years now, and he said that when he was with his dad when he was much younger in the 90s, one came in this area and the whole ocean sucked away, and it was the lowest low tide they ever saw for 15 seconds, and then the wave came. And then the other person who's older than him said he doesn't fear the tsunami. He actually, you know, is thinking about getting on his jet ski and going out into the ocean and having some fun on the ocean, because we are actually in a sound. You guys know what a sound is? If you look on a map, if you got a big piece of land and then there's a big cut that comes in, they call that a sound. And if the tsunami comes, it's going to hit the coast directly. And so we're on the west coast, and so we would get hit by that tsunami. The reason for this video is that we're right here on the west coast. Hey Melissa, thanks for the donation. If I get enough of those, I got lots of wave emojis right now. I like that. I like when I can make you guys give me some mojo. So give me some more mojo. Give me some Give me some wave emoji and give me some lightning bolt emoji for Mojo. And then if you get a couple more donations, I'll have enough incentive to go down there. Oh my God, BIT, $20. Thank you so much. Don't go down to the seaside. BIT gave a donation to not go down there. I told Nicolle I'll go live for 30 minutes. I got 14 minutes left. So I get a 14-minute pass. If you want me to go down there, I can do it. I'm pretty close. It's very steep. That's why we're safe. So it's very steep if I go down there. So I can very quickly get down to the ocean and then I can very quickly get away as long as the e-bike has got some power. Here comes the lightning bolt emojis. Lightning and wave. Whoever just gave the $20 donation, you know, you're actually encouraging me to go down there. Mar, 6230, $7 donation. Thank you so much. If you guys give a donation, it also helps the show. It really boosts our algorithmic presence. Does that make sense? Like when you guys watch the show, if you just watch and go back to work, it's one of the worst things you can do for our show. One of the best things you can do for our show is to watch the entire episode all the way to the end. And then when you're done watching the episode, go watch a few other YouTube videos because we get credit for the binge watch. If our video was the one that brought you to YouTube that day, and then you go watch other videos after ours, we get a big boost in the algorithm. Then the number 3 thing you can do is you can comment, hit the like button, and make a donation. I think in today's world, the donation is very important, even if it's small. The YouTube algorithm goes, oh, this channel is getting some super chats, we're gonna boost them and let them get seen. So you're really playing an intimate role, helping Nicolle and I and the family make these videos successful by interacting like you are right now with a comment or a donation. All right, I'll go down there. But what I was saying was, the one guy said that he doesn't fear the tsunami because we're in the Sound, and by the time the tsunami would hit the West Coast, much less of it would come into the Sound. Yeah, anybody who's Canadian that's in the area that wants to make a little bit of money helping me build a house, I would go for it if they gave me a video application and I could have some FaceTime calls with them first to, you know, kind of weed out the good people from the not good people. Japan's Pacific Coast under warnings also. Yeah, Japan and Hawaii are much closer. Okay, let's go down there. All right, stick with me. Let's see if the signal makes it. Let's go down there. It's gonna get on here. Let's see. It's the time of night that all the cougars and bears come out too. Actually, the bears like it in the morning time, I noticed. Here we go. Sorry for the short shorts. There's some more donations coming in. Christy Jones, y'all be safe. I got a machete and a knife and a Can you hear me and see me? Tell me in the comments. Give me some emoji. Give me some comment power. Let's go. Gotta get an e-bike that's powered by a solar panel. That's the way to go. Ooh, there's a mouse. That wasn't a bear, that was a mouse. Hey, thanks to Joan. Hey, I see you, Joan. Thank you for that donation. Thanks, Joan. Hopefully nobody else is down here right now. It's usually pretty quiet. There's nobody here. There we go, let's see. We still got signal. What do you guys see there? So let's see, there's the coast. It's really hard to get to this area. You know, you can only get here with like a boat if the weather's right, and it's summertime. This is like as calm as it gets. Sometimes I've had it before where I just couldn't get home because the ocean was too angry and the weather was too intense. So what I'm looking at right now is that, you know, I'm not looking at the ocean. I've always thought about Tsunami, and I've always, you know, I know this coastline right here. And hey, how do we say your name? Huishu Chio. Is that Korean? I'm not good at Korean, if that's what that is. But I really appreciate your donation. I'm gonna call you Huishu. Thank you for the donation there. I've always thought about if a tsunami was incoming, I'll watch the coastline because I'm pretty familiar with how this coastline here looks during high and low tide. See, when you're out in this area, what happens is that there's high and low tide twice a day, and the ocean changes 13 feet of level per day. So if you are going to go to town and you're going to spend, you know, a day going to a town and getting supplies and then spend a whole nother day coming back, you would want to leave and come back during high tide, because at high tide the ocean is farther up the shoreline and you have an easier time dropping your boat in the water and pulling your boat out of the water. And if you go to a dock, the dock ramp is more flat during high tide. It's the hardest to drop and pull the boat and to do supplies at low tide when it's like that. So I'm watching the shoreline, and if I see it recede to levels like out here, that would be very weird, and I would probably stop this live video and go quickly home. Yeah, this is a terrible signal area. Let me get back to where there's good signal here. All right, let's go back to where we get good signal, and we'll finish this up. Gotta go home. All right. But my friend in Hawaii that just said it's supposed to hit there at 7 p.m. HST. Oh, I see something black in the road. It looks like a bear up there. No, it's a shadow. I think everything's a bear during bear season. And so that's in about 2 hours from now. That'll be in the dark. And that's kind of scary because I never thought about a tsunami hitting in the dark at nighttime. Back in the day. Matt, you guys saw him building with me the tropical property the last year. He's hiking the entire Appalachian Trail right now. He's the man. He's doing the whole Appalachian Trail. It's pretty insane. I keep sending him texts and he gives me little videos of updates. He said he's emotionally done. He said physically he doesn't think it's that hard, but emotionally he's donezo. Okay, can you hear me now? I was saying that Matt, who I built with the last year, he's doing the Appalachian Trail right now, and he's mentally having to stay tough because it's really difficult on him emotionally, mentally. Physically, he says it's not that hard. But so the tsunami is supposed to hit tonight, according to the warning. So maybe I'll make a post on Nicole's social media. You can go to that in our description. Check it out. And I'm gonna run and get the supplies here. If you guys wanna hang on for 1 second, I'll show you what I did the chicken coop, and then I'll go in there and I'll get in trouble for doing this live video instead of going and helping with the babies. If you guys wanna do me a favor, one more thing to encourage some donations. If you wanna leave a $2 to $5 or more donation. And in your comment, give a big apology to Nicole so that when she gets online, she can read it later. That might save me and give me some brownie points. So what I did was, after the video you guys just saw, if you go to the description, I posted our most recent video, and it's where we dragged the old bunkie to a new location about a quarter mile away. And we got it successfully here. And now what I've done is I put in this door, so you can walk through the door. And what I did off camera after the video is where I put in this door. How's my signal? You guys see and hear me okay? So now when you come up, I got the electric fence ready to go. So this is the fence to block bear and cougar. And then that green one on the outside there's like a 3-foot gap, and that's the electric fence. There's 2 layers of fence. The BC Tsunami is now downgraded and calling for less than 1 foot. Okay, that's good. So it looks like but earlier they rescinded it and then they reinstated it. So I don't know. So here's what I did. Hey, Anna just said, sorry, Nicole, love you guys. Hey, Anna, thank you. You're saving me, giving me some brownie/man points. Hawaiian News Service still shows up to 3-meter tsunami warning in designated tsunami areas. Wow. Wow. So I put this on the back. So this is in the shade. And what you do is you take these and you slide this down. You take this and you slide this down. Okay, and then you open this and watch this feature. Oh, sorry. It stays open. And then this is where you can, here, I'll flip it around. Ready for the flip? So let me show you that again, because I think it's pretty cool. So it's down right there. You come out, you grab this and you open, then it locks in right there like the gate. So it just locks in. Now it stays open. Pretty minimalist. And then we go in here and we hunt for eggs. We see if any eggs out here. Oh, there's one right there. So even though these guys are young, I think about 4 or 5 of them are laying. Oh, there's some other ones, brown and blue. Thank you, little babies. Gave them some hay nesting boxes. And then what I'm hoping is that, hey, Winterfell Gaming, thank you very much. When you just kind of like take this, you unlock it. Now it comes down and then it closes. Hey, Bonita, thank you so much, Bonita. I really appreciate you, Bonita Matson. And then you just lock these back. And I put these locks on there because now if a marten or a weasel or a raccoon were to come, they can't open that, you know? So that's pretty tight. And then when I started doing to day 2, you can see right here, see these lines? Don't look at the power lines. Those power lines are not active. People continually comment, what are the power lines? Those were put in decades ago by the guy who took these properties and converted them from logging to residential. He had to put the logging road in, and he had to put a well on each one. Hey, Keith Large. Wow, you the man. Keith Large, thank you very much. Thank you. And then he got with hydro, and he had these power poles put in, but they're not active. They have no transformer and there's no power in them. They just sit there in case somebody wanted to activate them, which we're not going to do. So they're actually a big eyesore to us, and I'm going to try to ask the power company to come and get them and use them somewhere else later on. So see these right here? These are, I put fishing line here today. So I'm going to start to make a spider web on top. So if you see like the top of the chicken coop, see how the fishing line is all attached to the top there. And then I've run the fishing line down to each pole that holds the fence up. So I don't know, where can you can't see it. It's camouflage in the sky. So I'm hoping that I can continue to put fishing line here and make a crisscross spider web so that if an eagle or a raven or a hawk comes, when I used to do fish ponds in Arizona for koi fish, that's what they do to block the heron from eating the koi fish. And I'm hoping that that works to block and disincentivize eagles, and especially bald eagles and hawks, because everybody that has chickens in these parts loses them actually to eagles and ravens and hawks more than anybody else. Michelle, thank you very much. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. Anyways, I'm in big trouble. I gotta go. It's dinner time. I gotta bring the food to the kids. And I love that you guys joined me for this live. Thanks for so many becoming almost 2,000 of us in here. Thank you very much. If you guys have any ideas for future live videos, please right now when this video ends, go to the comments and leave me an awesome comment, and I'll read them tonight when everybody goes to sleep. Nicolle and I usually stay up doing things online, so when I'm up, I'll go in the YouTube comments and I'll read your comments of ideas you might have for future live videos you want to see. And if you enjoy this, I enjoy the feedback, I enjoy the emojis, I enjoy the donations, I enjoy talking to you guys, even though for me it's just talking to a camera. And I'll do it in the future with your ideas if you want to give me ideas in the comments. So thank you very much. Glad I can show you an update, and then I'll show you more in the next episode. Stay safe. If you're on the coast, go to the Tsunami Warning website and follow it so you can see what's up.